continue our reading of Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal. Chapter 3, The Rules. Guess what? Guess what? On Friday, Lucia's Nana called my mother, and she invited me to spend the night with Lucille on Saturday. And Mother didn't even say no. My feet zoomed all around the house when I heard that. I'm spending the night. I'm spending the night. I'm spending the night, I shouted. I zoomed into my baby brother's Ollie's room. Hey, Ollie, I'm spending the night. I'm spending the night. I'm spending the... Just then, Mother runned in the door and she swished me right out of there. It was not pleasant. I brushed myself off. Yeah, only you shouldn't actually swoosh people, I said, kind of quiet. Mother raised her voice at me. How many times, Junie B., how many times have I told you to stay out of Ollie's room while he's sleeping? Huh? How many? I think for a minute. A million bazillion, I said. But that is just a ballpark figure. Mother glared at me very mad. I rocked back and forth on my feet. A ballpark figure is when you don't know the actual figure, and so you make up a figure. 'Cause that will get people off your back, I explained. My boyfriend named Ricardo told me that. His father sells insurance, I believe. Mother tapped her angry foot. We are not talking about Ricardo's father, Junie B. We're talking about going into Ollie's room while he's sleeping. And besides, I haven't said that you could spend the night at Lucille's. I want to talk it over with your father first. I hugged her leg. Please, Mother, please, please. I'll be good. I promise. I promise. Just then, the front door opened. It was my daddy. He was home from work. I ran to him like a speedy rocket. Then I hugged his leg too. And he couldn't even shake me off. I'll be good, Daddy. I promise. I promise. I promise. All of a sudden, Mother swished me away again. She put me down in the living room. Then she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. And guess what? They said I could go to Lucille's. Yippee, 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 I shouted. After that, I started to zoom some more, but Daddy, quick, grabbed me by my belt. Yeah, only here's the problem. I'm not actually zooming, I told him. No, here's the problem, said Daddy. Before you spend the night with Lucille, you have to agree to the rules. I raised up my eyebrows. Rules, I asked. There's rules involved? Lots of rules, said Daddy. Then he and Mother bended down next to me, and they told me the rules of the spending the night. They are no running, no jumping, no shouting, no squealing, no hollering, no snooping, no spying, no arguing, no fighting, no cheating at games, no talking back to the Nana, no breaking other people's toys, no grumping, no crying, no fibbing, no tickling people when they say no, no staying up late, and absolutely no headbutting. After I heard the rules, I did a sigh. Yeah, Only that doesn't actually leave me much to work with, I said. Mother ruffled my hair. Sorry, kiddo, but that's the deal. She said, take it or leave it. Take it, I shouted out. I'll take the deal. Then I kissed Mother and Daddy on their cheeks, and I hugged them very tight, and they couldn't shake me off again. Okay, hello boys and girls. We're going to do a lesson today where we're going to practice with our time. Now, before we left school, there were certain increments of time that we had already learned. Time to the hour, and this particular clock shows 7 o'clock. And you would write 7 o'clock this way, and if you wrote it out in words, it would be this card, 7 o'clock. We have the hour hand pointing to the 7, and we have the minute hand pointing to the 12, which shows 7 o'clock. Now we're going to change the time, and we're going to show 8:30. And this is how you would write 8:30. And if you were doing it in words, it would be written this way, 8:30. We have the hour hand that is in between the 8 and the 9, because remember that hand always falls back, and it's going to fall back on the 8. And then we have the minute hand pointing to the 6, which shows 30. So this particular clock shows 8:30. Now we're going to change this and move our minute hand over to the 9, and we're going to show 8:45. So here again, we look at our hour hand, it falls back to the 8, and then our minute hand is pointing to the 9, and that shows 8:45. So we have 8:45 written as a time, and then we have 8:45 written in words. So today we're going to take it a little bit further though. We're going to start learning how to do time to the minute. And time to the minute is we're going to look at the clock in a different way. Now the time that I want to show on my clock is going to be 9:05. So I'm going to move it like this. Here I have my hour hand pointing to the 9. So that shows my 9. And I have 05, which basically means 5 minutes after 9. And when we say time to the minute, we start counting each little dot or each little line. Some clocks have lines. Our particular clock here has dots. But if you would count, once you pass the 12, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when I write this time, I can't just write 9 and a 5, because anytime you write time down, it's going to have at least 3 or 4 numbers. So I have to put 9, and then I put a 0 in front of that, and I would say this as 9:05. Let's do one more. Let's make up a number. Let's try 8:17. Okay. So first I'm going to look at my hour hand, and the hour is 8. So I'm going to move this back where it's going to be pointing to the 8. My hour hand is pointing to the 8. Now I need to get to 17. And I'm going to start counting these little dots, and I'm going to go until I get to 17, and I'm going to move my hand as I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And here I have my clock where it shows 8:17. Our hand is a little bit past the 8. It falls back to the 8. And then I counted my dots or lines, if your clock has lines, until I got to 17. And that shows 8:17. And we will be doing another lesson soon where we'll practice doing some more times. But that is how you would do time to the minute.